Sometimes a story doesn't explode with flashing lights. It starts as a whisper. With Meghan Markle, that whisper grew legs online, outrunning facts, receipts, and even the timeline printed in black and white. Meghan Markle was born in 1981 in Los Angeles, built a career, married Prince Harry, and welcomed Archie in 2019 and Lilibet in 2021. All milestones that exist in public records and official announcements. Yet for a certain corner of the internet, a single frame in a video or the angle of a dress became the spark for something bigger, a theory that tried to rewrite a mother's most personal chapter. This isn't just a story about a duchess and a debate over a baby bump. It's a look at how rumors gain momentum, how names like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry get pulled into a feedback loop of clicks and suspicion, and what the verified timeline actually shows when you strip away the noise. Because before we decide what to believe, it helps to see what's real, what's rumored, and why the difference matters. Start with what can't be argued. Meghan Markle was born on August 4, 1981, in Los Angeles. Meghan Markle studied theater and international relations, then graduated, worked, auditioned, and built a steady career. Meghan Markle married Prince Harry in a ceremony watched around the world. Then came the milestones that define the public record. Archie Harrison arrived in 2019. Lilibet Diana followed in 2021. Announcements were formal, photos were official, statements were clear. The royal rhythm moved as it always does. Dates, details, duty. Through it all, Meghan Markle stood at the center of the frame, Prince Harry beside her, Archie and Lilibet as the newest names in a very old story. There were appearances, tours, speeches, and the careful choreography that comes with life on a global stage. Nothing about that sequence is hazy. Nothing in that sequence needs decoding. It's the baseline, the ledger, the part of the story that exists beyond opinion. Yet the public record is only one layer. The internet doesn't live on ledgers. The internet lives on moments. A photo that looks a touch unusual. A clip that invites a second look. A caption that feels too neat. That's where curiosity starts nibbling at certainty. That's where a frame becomes a theory. Keep the dates in view. Keep the names in mind. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Archie, Lilibet. Because the next part isn't about what's written down. It's about what people thought they saw. And that's where the tide turns. This is where perception tried to outrun proof. A handful of images of Meghan Markle, the way a dress fell, the way a coat clasped, the way a silhouette shifted as Meghan Markle moved, became the fuel. In some photos, Meghan Markle's bump looked higher, rounder. In others, hours or days apart, the shape seemed lower or subtler. For people already primed to doubt, that visual rhythm felt offbeat. Prince Harry smiled through engagements, Meghan Markle waved, the cameras clicked, and freeze frames began living a second life online. One short clip became the reference point. Meghan Markle eased into a chair, fabric folded. The contour didn't match what some viewers expected. On its own, it could have been dismissed as wardrobe and angles. But the internet doesn't treat moments as moments. The internet turns moments into motifs. Meghan Markle appeared at another event, stride steady in heels, posture straight, expression composed. Again, the conversation circled back to the same question of how a body should look. When expectations write the script, any deviation feels like a plot twist, even if the camera just caught an odd angle. Then came the optics around recovery. Meghan Markle emerged polished and camera-ready, and for some people, that image clashed with their lived experience or the stories they've heard from friends and family. The logic went like this: if Meghan Markle looks too composed, too soon, maybe something about the timeline is off. It wasn't data, it was a vibe. And vibes are powerful when millions of viewers keep replaying the same seconds. Prince Harry remained constant, protective, steady, but even his presence was drafted into the narrative. If Prince Harry wasn't visibly anxious or hovering in a way commenters approved of, that too became evidence. Context rarely survives the repost cycle. A supportive undergarment can become proof. A lighting change can become gotcha. A tailored seam can become exposed. What viewers didn't see Wardrobe choices, the way maternity wear distributes weight, how lenses compress or exaggerate, never stood a chance against a compelling freeze frame. By the time a correction or a counter-explanation arrived, the clip had been stitched into new videos, the screenshots layered with captions, the soundbites spun. Meghan Markle's name kept trending. Prince Harry's name kept echoing alongside her. And Archie and Lilibet were pulled into the discourse as background anchors for the theory. The pattern set in: find an image, assume intention, share it with certainty. Meghan Markle tilts forward. Pause it there. Meghan Markle straightens up. Pause it again. Back-to-back comparisons were presented as contradictions, rather than what they most often are: different moments under different conditions. Still, to an audience trained to hunt for glitches in the royal matrix, it felt like the puzzle was solving itself. That's how attention works online. A viral frame doesn't need to be conclusive. It just needs to be sticky. And when the subject is Meghan Markle, already the center of scrutiny, stickiness is guaranteed. Add Prince Harry, a global figure with his own orbit of headlines, and the clips travel farther, faster. Before long, a handful of visuals had been elevated from curiosities to cornerstones in a theory that never needed to prove itself, only to repeat itself. But repetition isn't proof. Repetition is momentum, and momentum is how rumors graduate from whispers to headlines in waiting. The next step in that evolution is predictable. Communities form, incentives emerge, and a narrative machine starts to hum. That's where we go next. It starts small, a clipped moment of Meghan Markle, a caption with certainty, a headline that nudges doubt. One post becomes 10. 10 become hundreds. Creators chase what performs. A frame of Meghan Markle is easy to reuse, easy to remix, easy to monetize. The shortest clip often travels the farthest. Algorithms reward watch time and emotion. Suspicion holds attention. So the system quietly prefers theories about Meghan Markle over boring clarifications about context. Communities form around a shared lens. In those spaces, every new image of Meghan Markle confirms the last. Dissent looks like betrayal, not balance. Screenshots are treated like documents. Circulated enough, they feel official. Prince Harry in the background becomes supporting evidence, even when he's just there. Thumbnails do the heavy lifting. An arrow, a circle, a freeze frame of Meghan Markle mid-movement. The visual implies more than any words could. Repetition creates memory. After the 5th or 6th video, people recall the claim as if they saw the proof themselves. Familiarity gets mistaken for truth. Corrections arrive late and travel slowly. They're less clickable, less dramatic, and rarely stitched into the same feeds. Meghan Markle ends up competing with her own rumors. Incentives keep the cycle spinning. Ad revenue, clout, and community status all grow when a narrative sticks. Walking it back doesn't pay. That's why we need a baseline. Before the next clip of Meghan Markle turns into a conclusion, it's worth checking what the record actually says and what it doesn't. That's where we go next. Start with the paperwork. Meghan Markle has a public birth date, an education record, a marriage date, and 2 birth announcements. That's the spine of the story. Hospitals and official statements aren't vibes. They're records. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry announced Archie in 2019 and Lilibet in 2021. Those dates didn't come from screenshots. Photos are performances, documents are infrastructure. A dress can mislead. A registry rarely does. That's why journalists lean on confirmations, not freeze frames of Meghan Markle mid-step. Bodies are not templates. Pregnancy shows differently across people and weeks. Expectations collide with reality, and Meghan Markle paid the price for that mismatch. Angles lie for a living, lenses flatten, fabrics fold. A strange frame is not a smoking gun. It's a moment. Meghan Markle had thousands of those moments under flashbulbs. Recovery is not a single script. Some mothers bounce back quickly, some don't. Using one image of Meghan Markle to police every woman's timeline is bad data and worse empathy. If a claim is extraordinary, it needs extraordinary proof. Rumor accounts rarely bring that. They bring edits of Meghan Markle and captions with certainty. The simplest test helps. Can the claim stand without the clip? If you remove the screenshot of Meghan Markle, is there still evidence? If not, you're holding a feeling, not a fact. That doesn't make questions illegal. It makes conclusions premature. Ask questions. Then ask for sources that don't disappear when the tab closes. Which brings us to names pulled into the storm. When Serena Williams trends next to Meghan Markle, it changes the temperature of the room. Let's separate friendship from fabrication next. Serena Williams and Meghan Markle weren't strangers tossed together for headlines. Serena Williams showed up for Meghan Markle at milestones, and Meghan Markle showed up for Serena Williams when the spotlight felt heavy. That's context most rumor threads ignore. When Serena Williams trends alongside Meghan Markle, the narrative shifts. A champion's name carries power. A single out-of-context line pinned to Serena Williams can make a rumor sound like a verdict, even when the line never existed in the first place. Friendship gets mined for material. Photos of Serena Williams and Meghan Markle become clues. A neutral expression from Serena Williams becomes concern. Silence from Serena Williams becomes confirmation. None of that is proof. It's projection. The dynamic is simple. Add a respected voice, and the claim hardens. That's why Serena Williams gets dragged into Meghan Markle debates. It's not about Serena Williams. It's about borrowing her credibility to sell a story. There's also a human cost. For Meghan Markle, it's another cycle of scrutiny. For Serena Williams, it's a constant tug into a narrative she didn't author. For Prince Harry, it's more noise around a family already living inside echo chambers. Names like Serena Williams and Meghan Markle deserve the courtesy of accuracy. If a quote can't stand on its own, date, context, source, it's not a quote. It's a caption chasing views. Which raises a bigger question. Why do stories like this grip so hard? The answer lives in how our brains work and how our feeds are built. That's where we go next. Familiar beats feel true. If you've seen 10 clips about Meghan Markle, the 11th feels like confirmation. Repetition turns recognition into belief. Mystery sells. A gap in information invites invention. When Meghan Markle keeps private details private, the space fills with confident guesses dressed as facts. We build parasocial bonds. Viewers feel close to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, then judge them with personal expectations. Disappointment scans the feed for receipts. Emotion outruns evidence. Outrage and suspicion about Meghan Markle hold attention longer than a calm correction. Platforms reward what glues us to the screen. Cognitive biases pile on. Confirmation bias asks, what proves I'm right about Meghan Markle? Not, what would change my mind? The result isn't research, it's curation. Ambiguity gets weaponized. We don't know becomes they're hiding something. With Prince Harry nearby, that vagueness doubles as a story engine. Communities offer certainty. Belonging feels good. In-group language about Meghan Markle becomes a badge. Doubt reads like disloyalty to the hive. Design does its part. Thumbnails and captions compress nuance. A circle around Meghan Markle's dress, hem becomes case closed in 3 words. There's a cost. Real people, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Archie, Lilibet, get flattened into archetypes. The internet wins a storyline, the family loses quiet. So the question becomes, how do we watch smarter? The last section pulls it together and gives viewers a simple way to navigate stories about Meghan Markle without getting played. Start with the record. When a claim about Meghan Markle trends, ask for dates, documents, and on-the-record statements. Feelings aren't footnotes. Zoom out before you zoom in. A single freeze frame of Meghan Markle is context-free. Compare across events, lighting, wardrobe, and angles. Most gotchas melt on wider review. Interrogate incentives. If a channel profits from suspicion about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, expect a steady drip of almost proof. Drama pays better than nuance. Do the quote test. If a line pinned to Serena Williams lacks time, place, and source, it's not a quote. It's bait. Treat it like bait. Protect your empathy. Real people live inside these headlines. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Archie, Lilibet. Curiosity is healthy. Dehumanization is not. Check your bias. Ask, what would change my mind about Meghan Markle? If the answer is nothing, you're not investigating. You're collecting confirmations. Pause before reposting. Would you stand by this claim about Meghan Markle in 6 months? If not, let it expire in your drafts. Hold two truths. Meghan Markle can be both a media figure and a private mother. Privacy isn't proof of a plot, it's a boundary. In the end, the timeline remains. The names remain. The family remains. The rumor cycle only stays if we keep feeding it. Strip away the noise and you get a simple outline. Meghan Markle was born in 1981, built a career, married Prince Harry, and welcomed Archie in 2019 and Lilibet in 2021. That's the spine. The noise is everything layered on top. A frame here, a caption there, a claim that travels farther than any correction. Meghan Markle became a canvas for projection. Prince Harry became the supporting character people rewrote to fit the mood. We've seen how a moment mutates online. We've seen how Meghan Markle can be turned into a puzzle piece for someone else's theory, and how repetition can feel like proof even when it isn't. There's also the human piece. Meghan Markle is a mother. Prince Harry is a father. Archie and Lilibet are children, not props. That matters when the conversation drifts from curiosity into certainty. So ask better questions. What's documented? What's inferred? What's edited to sell you outrage about Meghan Markle or Prince Harry? The answers won't always be dramatic, and that's the point. If a claim collapses when you remove a single screenshot of Meghan Markle, it wasn't a claim, it was a clip. Clips aren't evidence, they're invitations to think. The internet is loud, but the record is steady. Hold both in view. Let the clip make you curious, then let the record keep you honest about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. In the end, rumors need fuel. Facts don't. If we choose curiosity over certainty and sources over screenshots, the story changes. Maybe not for the algorithm, but for the people living inside the headlines. That's where we'll leave it. Meghan Markle remains a name, a timeline, and a person. Prince Harry remains the same. Archie and Lilibet remain kids. The rest is up to how we watch, how we think, and what we share next.